Cape Coral last year to end the national season, and we expect an exciting season this year. By the way, this is also the first Prop Series race. Over 60 boats entered in the South Padre Island Grand Prix. We have competitors in Super V, the Open, Modified, D-Class, Pro Stock, C-Class, B-Class, A-Class, and Stock. Lots of great racing in store on this beautiful race course very near the Mexican border. Texas Powerboats Events Incorporated is the organizer of this race. Much of the money raised here will go to children's charities in the local area. Louis' Backyard Restaurant and Club is pretty much the center of all the action here. The wet and dry pits are in one central location, making it very convenient for drivers. There, of course, are food concessions, and Louis' Backyard Restaurant, a great place to relax and enjoy a delicious meal. Lots of social activities planned here for the weekend of racing, including a tropical nights party and auction at Louis'. Now, some of the other national races coming up for the APBA in this 1994 season. July 3rd will be in Sarasota, Florida. That is a APBA race, and the U.S. Offshore Racing Association is invited. Then we move on to July 30th in Boston, Massachusetts. August 14th, we go to Detroit, Michigan. That is a U.S. offshore race, and the APBA is invited to participate, and the APBA will be issuing national points. That's Detroit, Michigan. On August 27th, we'll be in Grand Haven, Michigan, and on September 25th in Galveston, Texas. Now, as we said before, this is also a $100,000 Prop Series race. The other races in the Prop Series that will take place will be on July 3rd in Sarasota, July 30th in Boston, Mass., August 28th in Jacksonville, Florida, and September 25th, Galveston, Texas. Some of the sponsors for this race include Texas Powerboats Events, Louis' Backyard, Advantage Rent-A-Car, Cellular One, Coconuts, Continental Airlines, and many, many more. Now, some of the competitors in this 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix include in the Superboat category, we've got Recovery. In Excess and Spirit of Houston. In the Open, it's Recovery, Gentry Eagle, Offshore Open Racing. Modified, Phantom Offshore, Gone Again, Flying Tiger, and Gotta Be Blown, and also Utterly Fantastic. In the Pro Outboard, Full Throttle, Team Florida, Godspeed, Locomotion, CH Racing, High Risk, Patriot, and Auto. and Spirit of Houston. There's the first lineup here as just a few moments before the start of this 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix. There's Gone Clear now getting into the picture. On the inside is Gone Clear. Now we're on board Team Florida. There you see Gone Clear on the left side of our picture. There's our rear camera aboard Team Florida, Harmsco. Team Florida Gone Clear now coming up. We're just a few seconds away from the start. And now we've got the green flag. The 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix has begun. And there you see our shot from the rear view camera aboard Team Florida, Harmsco. Early moments of this race. Now our front view. Let's see the beginning of this race one more time. There you see the front, and there's Gone Clear now at the beginning of the race. Gone Clear, of course, in open class, and also Team Florida out to a good start. But Gone Clear seems like it's been shot right out of a cannon, off to a great start here in the beginning of this race. There you see how bumpy the waters are. We're getting a little water on our cameras. Early moments of this 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix. Now here's the lineup one more time. Things have changed a little bit. High Risk has come into the picture. And there's Alamo Water, Auto Palace, and Venus Swimwear. Waters are a little bit bumpy here in this South Padre Island Grand Prix. Early moments of this race. Now as we look, there's High Risk and Patriot. Coming into the picture now is Team Harmsco, Auto Palace, Venus Swimwear, Spirit of Houston with Patriot slightly. Spirit of Houston and Patriot there. Patriot slightly in the lead, but now Spirit of Houston has gone ahead. Great battle going on here between Patriot and Spirit of Houston in the early moments of this 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix. As we look back now, there's Auto Palace and Venus. Now we come upon Patriot and Spirit of Houston. Spirit of Houston in second place in Super V. Patriot, of course, in B class. There's Patriot. All right, let's go with Spirit of Houston in second place in Super V. Spirit of Houston is a 45-foot Apache, powered by three 1,000 horsepower inboards with Mercury drives. Driver Mr. Alan Feingold from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Throttle man is Bill Westbury from Houston, Texas. Navigator Bennett Walker. The Spirit of Houston racing team would like to thank Tops and Props for a fun affair and High Point Series. Also Texas Powerboat events in conjunction with the town of South Padre Island. Sponsor of Spirit of Houston, American ECO. You're looking at Spirit of Houston in second place in Super V in the early moments of this race, 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix. And there you see Throttle Man Bill Westbury doing a fine job. Beautiful looking boat, Spirit of Houston, 45-foot Apache. There you see some little flying going on there. Water's a little bit choppy, just a little bit bumpy here at this race. There are those Mercury drives. Number 13, Spirit of Houston. Aboard Alan Feingold, Bill Westbury, and Bennett Blanker. Just listen to those three 1,000 horsepower inboards. Lots of spectators in the background there along South Padre Island Beach. As we go around the first turn, we see In Excess there in the lead in Super V. In Excess on the first turn. Nice driving going on there by the In Excess racing team. Once again, In Excess here around the first turn. And Spirit of Houston right behind. A battle here between Spirit of Houston and In Excess. We'll see how bumpy the waters are, but not slowing down these guys. They are right on target. There you see Spirit of Houston trying to pick up some room on In Excess, the leader in Super V. A lot of flying going on there. Nice jump. There you see Recovery on the outside of the background. Let's see that one more time. Nice jump, Spirit of Houston. Excellent. Once again, recovery on the outside in this slow-mo replay. Exciting racing here at South Padre Island. Recovery on the outside, moving up on Gone Clear in open class. Recovery on the outside. There's In Excess right now, the leader in Super V. In Excess is a 47-foot fountain powered by 3 1,000 horsepower inboards with Mercury drives. Driver is Ted Sabarese. Navigator Rick Sabarese at the throttle. Tres Martin. They're all from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They took first place in Key West in Super V a couple of weeks ago. In 1993, they were the overall Superboat winners. The USO champions, SBR champs, and the APBA champions. You're looking at In Excess, the leader in Super V. Number 1, In Excess. In Excess, powered by 3 1,000 horsepower Mercruiser inboards. Brand new, state-of-the-art 47-foot fountain. Number 1, In Excess, the leader in Super V. Beautiful boat, In Excess. There's some of the spectator boats in the background watching this 1994 South Padre Island Grand Prix. There's Gone Clear on the outside. As we look forward, there's In Excess taking the lead overall. Now we see that Recovery has taken the lead from Gone Clear in open class. Recovery on the inside, Gone Clear on the outside. Battle going on here between these two terrific boats. Recovery on the inside, the leader now in open. Gone Clear on the outside. As we look forward, once again, we see In Excess. Brand new, state-of-the-art 47-foot fountain. Ted Sabarese, Rick Sabarese, and Tres Martin aboard In Excess. They're all from Fort Lauderdale. Doing a great job. Little slow-mo replay here. Let's look at that little flying going on as a result of some bumpy waters today. Exciting racing. Number 1, In Excess overall, and number 1 in Super V. Beautiful boat. Beautiful paint job aboard this 47-foot fountain. Moving into the lead in open class is Recovery. Not overall, though. The overall leader is In Excess. But right now, you're looking at Recovery. Number 1 in open class is a 46-foot skater powered by 2 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Mr. Stuart Hain from Great Neck, New York. Bottleman Joey Imprescia. He's the owner-operator of East Coast Marine out of West Abilene, New York. Recovery in its rookie race for this season took first place in Key West a couple of weeks ago at the SBR race. Was first in open and first overall. The Recovery racing team would like to thank some of the crew members, including Mr. Rick Cohn, also Nick, sometimes known as Sick Nick. Also, much thanks to everyone